We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 satellite radio.
Prepare yourself.
Okay, let's go.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
The word's been out and it's buzzing. And I mean buzzing, like we've got a big, huge beehive up in the studio today. Why? I don't even need to tell you because you guys have been paying attention. TikTok, Triller, Instagram, email blast out. It's all about the one and only. Do you know who I'm talking about? Because I shouldn't even have to give an introduction. She's that well established. But you know what? I'm going to anyway. Ms. Emma Norton. And here's the thing. TikTok is the hottest sensation right now. This young lady, she's an actress. She's a social media influencer. And I'm going to tell you, she's even bigger and better than an influencer. She's a trend setter. She's going to be doing things that we've all got to look forward to. Because trust me, when stuff starts opening back up, this young woman is going to be out doing crazy shit all over the place. And I mean good shit, not bad shit. She has a large social media following and is verified on TikTok with over 6 million followers, as well as on Instagram with over 309,000. She has gained at least 1,000 Instagram followers a day. That number needs to start picking up. All right. She's a makeup artist. When you see what she does, how the film industry is not going to pick up on her and hire her for her set skills, trust me, they would be stupid. Okay. She's known for her comedy, lip syncing, choreographed dances, and skits using special effects makeup on TikTok, which have earned over 100 million likes. I'm going to repeat that, 100 million likes. She was recently featured on Access Hollywood, Cheddar. I love Cheddar. Great platform. J14 Magazine and Nylon Magazine. She started as Kel Young in comedy short film Castle Call, directed by Rondell Sheridan. And here's the biggest golden ticket highlight gem. Her philanthropic cause, if I'm saying that correctly, because sometimes my Jersey accent can fuck up words. Her philanthropic, come on, Jersey, get it straight. Her philanthropic causes include charity water, which helps to bring clean water to developing countries, and Brought to Reality, which focuses on mental health and suicide prevention. Now, I'm not waiting any longer. Ms. Emma Norton, welcome to Live on Air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. That was probably the most extravagant introduction I have ever received in my years. So honestly, I'd like to thank you after that. That was a masterpiece.
Well, I want to thank Sarah over at Cat's Public Relations because she also helped put this together
Absolutely.
For me.
She's wonderful. No, yeah, she's awesome. She's always on it, and I know that this is such an honor to be on the show. So I'm just grateful to both of you so much.
Well, as I told you and Sarah, this is not going to be the first or last time you're on. And if anyone ever does something, and I'm competitive, I'm an Aries, I'm from Jersey. If someone ever does an interview with you that feels a little bit better than the one you had with me, we're getting you on immediately because I'm going to top that shit.
Oh, yes, that's what I like to hear. Okay, I'm all about competition too, because I'm probably the most competitive human being ever. So you best believe that I will honor that in every sense. But I have a feeling that this will be pretty unstoppable.
Thank you so much. We are live on YouTube and Facebook. If you have any questions for Emma, please send them in to us. If you send me a DM, go to her TikTok, go to her Instagram. The content is phenomenal. Where did you learn?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. The makeup artist aspect of yourself. 17. You work as someone that's been in the industry for like 25 years. Your creative work.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. That's beyond kind. I think that I've always grown up around musical theater. That's always been such a massive passion of mine. And I think that that's what really sparked my aspirations for being a makeup artist and acting and film and anything artistic came from all of that. But I've just been so passionate about makeup on TikTok because the only times I would really ever do it was for a show that I was in or on Halloween, and on TikTok it could be Halloween every day. So there's no excuse not to, and I've loved every second of it.
What's been the most rewarding for you while being such an icon, to be quite honest? I mean, you're really together. You're really connected. You just got a bag of Santa Claus Christmas skills that are just so ready to be unleashed. But is the pandemic holding you back at all?
I think like so many others, it's definitely held me back a little bit, unfortunately. But in other ways, it's definitely helped me, I think, grow as an individual and as an artist in the ways that I don't think anything else would have given me, except for this pandemic. I think that having to, be by myself because I'm a very extroverted person, I get my energy from other people, and having to learn how to really be alone and, keep my sanity. I think that that's the way that I did that was through my makeup and through my art, because some of those looks take 6 hours or something crazy like that. They take a minute, and that's not to mention editing and filming and conceptual design. But I think that I've grown in the ways that I've needed to, and I think that now I feel like this pandemic maybe is holding me back a little bit, just because I want to get on set and I want to get back into everything that's happening in LA, but so much is shut down. And as much as I absolutely love TikTok and everything that it's given me with mass amounts of opportunity and connecting with people all around the world, I think that I definitely want to expand off of TikTok and really get into film and Hollywood.
I'm on your Instagram right now, Emma. What's been the most proudest, authentic look that you've created for yourself in bringing out the best in who you are?
In terms of makeup, I'm assuming you're asking, right?
Makeup or whatever stands out. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Yeah. I think that what comes to mind first, there's two that probably come to mind. But I did a look a long time ago that was it was a green zombie, and it was a pop art one. I think it's actually in my Instagram feed. And that one was so unbelievably challenging. It's insane to even articulate out the degree of difficulty that it took, but it was so rewarding. And I think that one, and also I did a blue tiger look, and that one took me like a good 5 or 6 hours. And a funny story about that one is that I actually had a doctor's appointment immediately after. I had that all over my face, and I didn't have time to cancel it. So I had to go to the doctor as a blue tiger. And I've talked about that with Access Hollywood and a couple other interviews, but I gotta say, that's something I never expected to come from it. But it just shows that I really, in every way, shape, and form, I do not care about other people's opinion. or what people think of me. That's never been a concern. So I think that makeup look really brought that out in me, whether I liked it or not.
Every single photo, and this is no bullshit, every single photo and post looks like a magazine editorial. So you're working with some really upcoming heavy hitters, I'm assuming, in the industry, with photographers or possibly, I'm assuming, stylists here. Like, my favorite is the Christmas costume, December 25th. Like, that is so raw and so freaking
oh my gosh,
awesome.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. That's so kind. No, that was so much fun. And honestly, I've been so blessed because many of my friends have taken a lot of the photos that I have on my Instagram too. And more lately, it's gotten into some photographers in Los Angeles and New York and friends of mine who are in the industry as well. But that's been such a cool part of having a platform, is that you meet so many like-minded and talented people who have different aspirations, and working with them is just a blast. But no, I recently did one that was in New York, and that was so much fun, and I love them all. But yeah, no, it's been great learning from them and learning how hard it is to be a photographer as well. I have so much respect for what they do, and they make me look a lot cooler than I actually am. So I love it.
Tell us, what was it like back on the November 3rd post that you did with your mom? How did that come to be? Because she got into it. Like, she looked like she was ready to, like, I'm assuming in a very nice way, to your mom, like, let's get Emma out of the way because I've got this.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that runs in the family. That was definitely taught to me. And yeah, no, that woman can work. I love my mom so much. But yeah, I think that I was just filming a usual dance video, and it was just a trend. And she walked in the background, and then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do this unless I do it with you. And she was like, no, like, I don't have my pearls on, or whatever it was, because she's such a diva, and I completely am the same way. So I'm not making fun of her at all. Just so you know, I'm the same. But yeah, no, then we just decided to do it together, and she definitely has some crazy facial expressions, and that's, again, where I get it. You get it from your mama. So that was a blast.
May I ask what your mom's name is?
Yes, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Shout out to Elizabeth, and thank you. Shout
out to her.
Let me see here. Let me hold on for a moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this for your mom, Elizabeth. So, do I have it? Do we have it? Here we go. To Elizabeth. That's for you.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, the icon needs it. I love it. That was highly appropriate for this woman. I love it. She does deserve a standing ovation.
You gonna bring her more into your platform and into your videos?
You know, that's definitely something that I've thought about, just because it was super fun. And people did love seeing her. It was kind of the only time that she showed up on there. But I actually want to do my mom's makeup eventually. I've always said I wanted to do it, and then we just have never sat down and filmed because she's working too. She's a working woman. But no, that's definitely something that I would love to do, is do my mom's makeup. And I probably won't turn her into a blue tiger. I don't know how well she'd take that, but make her look a little elegant. I think that would be so much fun.
Have you ever thought of, and I know you said like turning her into a blue tiger, but even just a quick makeup tip tutorial, something to tap in for the more mature generation, to show people, and especially makeup artists and those that are very inspired by you, of what they can do with their career in addition to the extraordinary makeup artistry that's very film and television ready, of what like you do.
Yeah, no, I think that's a wonderful point, because I've been thinking of doing a lot more tip related things too, because I do get lots of DMs. I get lots of questions with comments about like how do you do this, or what products do you use, or I have darker skin, or I have lighter skin, or I have this complexion, or I'm this old. And the beauty of makeup is that it really is for everyone. You just have to figure out what works for you. So I think that making a video on, for the more mature generation of explaining kind of, what makeup can do for a person and it's not just, what people have assumed, I think, for so long is that makeup is about, covering your insecurities, or, covering up a pimple, or you wear makeup because you don't like the way you look, which, girl, that is not true at all. And I know that is how it is for the vast majority of women and men alike. And so I think talking about that is so important. And not only just in my TikToks, but right now and on my Instagram as well, I always emphasize makeup is an art, and it's for everyone, and it changes the world and our perspective very often.
I have a question that came in. This is from JC from Austin, Texas. He says, I'm a hairstylist. How can I grow organically online without losing my identity losing my identity?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. And so many people have actually asked me this, whether that be friends in LA who are also hairstylists or makeup artists. So that's a great question. But I think that authenticity is genuinely what made me do so well on TikTok. I don't think I'd be half as far as where I am right now, because if I were not myself, I know that I wouldn't have been able to withstand people loving someone that wasn't even me, or people watching someone that wasn't even me. But I again think that it's really important if you're interested in growing your platform, to check out trends. I think that was such an important part in so many of my friends' growth and mine on TikTok. But following a trend, let's say there's a sound that's doing really well on TikTok, taking that sound and then doing your own work to it, and making it your own. That's honestly the most exciting part for me. And I think it could be the most exciting part for you too. But see what's trending on TikTok and make it your own. And then that way you're kind of following what everyone else is doing, but in a different way.
And here's something that I would like for you to educate me on, because even though I'm Gen X, I have a millennial mindset. You're Gen Z, though.
Hell yes. I am, yes.
I work very much with the younger generation, and the reason why is because I have broken out the way in which I had trained, and the fact that times have got to change, as you know, Emma. And with that being said, yeah. I really believe that in order for everyone, or anyone individually or universal, that we have got to find a way to be very cohesive together, emotionally, mentally, absolutely, spiritually. And for me, one of the biggest things that, and my question to you is, in all respect that I have for the younger generation, you guys are just so much more advanced. And I wish, as a Gen X, I don't envy you guys, because the stress and duress and the climate of where the world is at, you guys have a lot on your plate and a lot of things that you're going to be fixing
very true
in the future. So
yeah, absolutely.
With that, I find that Instagram's always been a favorable platform for me. I do like Triller. I do like TikTok. I am on there. But one of the biggest things for me when it comes to, and to go into the fact that since you are so passionate about mental health, is I am not numbers driven, and I understand about numbers, but I don't stress over the idea that I find that I'm going to allow numbers to control my reputation, my sanity, and my content. Because I don't feel that you, like someone like yourself, highly doubt is in this area. But I do find that Gen X and even younger people, they'll post, and if they don't get enough numbers, they're deleting. Uh,
Yeah.
Great content, but don't you think that that messes with the mental health when someone allows the idea of numbers to control them and then they go ahead and disapprove themselves and their own content by feeling they're not good enough, they're
Mm,
not worthy enough by
yeah.
going and constantly deleting their content and then reposting it?
I'm so glad that you said that, because that's actually been such a prevalent part of my discussions lately with so many of my friends who are fellow influencers. And oddly enough, with TikTok in particular, the algorithm is constantly changing to the point where there are people who have millions and their videos aren't doing well because of a change in algorithm or a change in this. And it genuinely has no change in their content, and no reason why there should be lower numbers or anything like that. But to say that it would determine exactly how they post and if they reposted and deleted is honestly so sad. And I don't think that it should, even myself, I think that I've always been so driven and just worry about your content, worry about, what you're producing, and are you proud of it, and would you want to show it to people, and who cares how many views it is. But when it gets to be your job, it gets more stressful. But for a lot of people, it's become something about their own self-worth. And that's so important, to detach yourself from numbers having to do with your self-worth, especially if your content hasn't changed and it's just a change in algorithm. I think that it would be a lie to say that even I sometimes would second guess, like, oh, did I do something wrong in this video? Or like, why didn't people like this one as much, but then this stupid one did really well? But as you said, I think that that's what I'm learning every day. And I think that I've learned over the past few months, and thank goodness I've learned this lesson, but you can't let numbers determine your sanity, as you said, because there's so much more to life, and there's so much more to a person's worth and their character and capability as an artist and as a person than what a number might tell you. I know so many people who are beyond talented makeup artists, singers, and artists in general who aren't quote unquote famous, and that has doesn't determine even in the slightest their quality of content. And so I encourage everyone that uses social media, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Trailer, TikTok, anything, to not let that stop you.
Tell us more about Brought to Reality, and what's your current position with them and what you're doing?
I've done a couple shoots with them, and I'm actually hoping to plan another one soon. But I do some stuff with them to help promote, basically, with my platform, their brand. And, even though there's so much more that I want to do this year, that's been a huge goal of mine this year, to expand even further than BTR and be able to work with things like the Trevor Project and with other mental health institutions and places that are helping so many people. But basically what I do is I use my platform to help them. And, there's so much more that I want to do with them. And I think there's always opportunity to help more. And anyone in any community, there's so many ways that you can get involved with suicide prevention and with mental health. And I love being super silly and just, having the absolute best time always on my TikTok and serving fantasy and living every day like it's your last. But it's so important to remember that we are all facing our own battles. And I know I sure as hell have needed help in my life as well. And that's not something I will ever be ashamed of, nor would I want anyone else to feel that way. And so promoting brands like BTR and promoting places that help people like BTR is so unbelievably important to me, especially because I have a platform, because I would never want to see my platform where people really do see my things and have that go to waste, where as much as it's easy to get caught up in all of the little things and the drama going online and all of that, we all need a little extra TLC sometimes, and there ain't nothing wrong with that.
No. And when you
Mm-mm.
become 21, when I start seeing photos of you with popping bottles of champagne and diamonds and
Yes,
rubies,
you know you will. You know you will.
you're going to be on Vogue. You're going to probably be on Cosmo. Like, you've got it down. Like, I had a double take when I was like 17, because you could pass
Oh
for
yeah,
20.
that's a common reaction. Yeah, that's a common reaction. And in real life, I get that too. So I promise it's not just the photos. But yeah, no, it's funny too, because I think that so many of my friends are around like 20 or 21, 22. A lot of them are my age as well. But that's always been the case. But I appreciate it. I definitely have so much that I want to do in this life, and I plan to achieve it and not let anyone else get in the way of that. So I'm ready to show you what I'm made of in the future. How about that?
You already are. You're setting the stage.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Truly. It means so much. I think it's so important to keep working my ass off, and I encourage everyone else to do the same.
As a young woman, when it comes also to mental health, safety, as well as success, what have you learned, and what can you recommend to young adults? Because we all know there's some disgusting people out there that go after young people such as yourself, men and women. What have you learned being at the status that you're at, Emma, and from being online, to help safeguard or share advice so that people can understand how to be more careful against these predators?
You know, as someone who has, like you said, experienced this myself, and there was one video that I got that even got over 100,000 likes on one comment saying, shut the fuck up, which is so funny to me, actually. And I know that maybe some people be like, oh my gosh, I got texts from people saying like, are you okay? Like, how are you coping? Like, I'm defending you, blah, blah, blah. But quite honestly, I can say with utmost confidence in the entire time that I have done TikTok and done social media that the endless stream of hate that I've experienced from this platform has not caused a single bit of agony or a single worry or one tear shed in the entirety of the year that I've been on the platform. And the reason for that is because, and I say this to anyone that's experiencing hate comments or trolls or whatever it is, whatever nobody is wasting their time bullying a minor or an adult, a man, a woman, somewhere in between, wherever you are, baby, that it's them that you should be shedding a tear for and not for you. Because I think that it's so pitiful to be able to say that you can go to sleep at night and be cool with the fact that you just left negativity in someone else's life when you're judging another human being based off of maybe 30 seconds inside a video, when that is the smallest fraction of the entirety of that person's existence, soul and being and heart. And so I think I have to say that I feel sorry for anyone that leaves those comments, and that like numbers has absolutely like not even the slightest appearance of who you are as a person and your worth and your value. And to say F you right back and in your head, because we're not trying to spread more negativity, to the people who are trying to bring you down, I promise you that it is the most powerful feeling in the entire world, saying, I don't care what you think about me, because I am enough for myself and so much more.
Hey, perfectly put. And you can take that and put it on a neon light. I'll make a neon
Absolutely. Sign. That's one long neon light, but I would love that.
Can I ask about Okay Maddie Boy?
Of course you can. Yes.
So in one of your posts, I see Mr. and Mrs. Adams. So any tea you can spill? Because he seems, he seems put together, but yet before you answer, this is my perception, and there's not a lot on his Instagram, but my perception of Okay Matty Boy is he's visual, he reads people, he keeps his opinions to himself, but he will speak truth and defend those that are having injustice against them. He's extremely obviously creative. However, it feels as though you are in the relationship, the friendship, what you guys have together, and the energy is you both bring out the universe, the way you guys came together in this timeline and dimension. Both of you bring out talents and skills and a personality that is hidden, and it's like you guys give yourself permission. Like when you want to hold back, he allows you to step forward. When he wants to hold back, you let him step forward and feel safe. Am I getting that right?
So that was the most accurate thing I've heard in my entire life. That's beautiful how you articulated that. I'm actually in awe of how accurate that is. So yeah, he's definitely a more quiet person when you first meet him, and I think that he is genuinely one of the strongest, coolest people I've ever met. And he definitely defends his friends, especially when they need it. And it's so awesome. We definitely have a bit of a yin and yang thing, but we're also very similar in very various ways as well. But yeah, no, Mr. and Mrs. Adams is super fun, and he has awesome style too. And he was wearing my jacket in that, which was super fun too. But yeah, no, I think that he definitely has been there for me when I didn't really know how to let anyone in my life during the pandemic, when so much of my own mental health was struggling. He never left my side, and he will forever be my king for that. So I think that I'm definitely so grateful to have someone that's so different and so the same as me. He's amazing in every way, and I feel so blessed to have him.
When you come back on, Emma, I definitely would like to go further with your permission of the
please
mental health and things that you've experienced in your life. In this, my heart and what my gut tells me, and I always pray before I go into interviews, and what I do is with you.
I love that.
It's all about not so much that you needed an introduction, but it's very important. And when I look at you and Okay Matty and the reason why I'm saying Okay Matty, because that's his Instagram username.
Yes, of course.
And
you can call him Matty too.
Matty,
either
okay.
way.
Shout out to Matty.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I got to do it. Shout out to Matty.
Yes.
There we go, baby.
Love it. So well deserved. So well deserved.
I feel that you two, as much as you are in sync, you two definitely, I'm Gen X, but I've lived like you many, many lifetimes. I've been around a long time. You two are on separate paths. And I will say that I feel that he gives you great permission for the type of status, celebrity, icon, influencer role that you're going in. I'm going to honestly say that what my intuition is saying to you is that it is okay, not that you aren't, Emma, but it is okay to know that the limelight and stardom he's not ready for yet. And the reason why I'm saying this is because in the energy where you guys are standing, he's there in a trench coat and you're in that fantastic Elvira kick-ass outfit.
Thank you. Stop. I'm blushing.
He reminds me of, and here's the thing of what my intuition tells me, he is a gatekeeper. Okay. He's a gatekeeper, and he's someone that ushers in people coming and going in their life. I can see him like in a symbolic sense, standing by a door, waiting to usher people in, like angels bringing people into heaven. That's what Matty is. He's a gatekeeper.
Absolutely.
So if you find within your journey, Emma, that he is perceived on being or to be on the sideline, he's, as you know, he's not. He's there as a gatekeeper, as a watcher, as a facilitator to secure and procure. The first word that comes to my mind is righteousness. I'm looking forward to understand why I'm saying that, but it's the reason why I'm saying righteousness is my gut is telling me it's the right thing that he's always looking for to do, the being, the meaning, what's the purpose of it. And when you come into his presence, step up to him in that door, it's like you need to have a valid reason and purpose to enter or to exit, not to be there for foolish bullshit, which he's very good at sensing.
Oh, absolutely not.
So that's what makes him an incredible gatekeeper.
That could not be, again, more accurate. That was beautifully said. He definitely, I think, has the ability to, this is something that I think he and I both share, is that we can smell bullshit from a mile away. And I think that we create a space for people. And this has been important for me from the earliest point in my life that I can remember, that we create a space for people to show up exactly as they are, and whatever baggage they have, that they can leave that out, and that we're there to listen, and we're there to, be a friend, or to give advice, or to just, live life like it's your last day. And, I think that that's something that he and I both value so much, is that there's never been a moment, I think, in the year that I've known him, there's never been a moment where I felt like I could show up exactly as I am. And I think that throughout my life, I had times where I struggled a lot with being like, let me put on a mask because I want people to be happy, and let me smile a little brighter, even if on the inside I might not be smiling. But no matter what, I always feel like I can show up exactly as I am. And I think that we both have that for each other.
What is, and before we close in a little while, what would be any projects, any film offers? Has people, directors, producers, anyone paying attention to what you're doing and wanting to set up any projects that we can look forward to in 2021?
Yeah, I think that I am with APA for my agency, and I'm with the ESI Network for my management, and they are both so phenomenal. I love them so much, and they've done so much for me. And I think that because of them, and because of a lot of the work that I've been doing with social media, I've been fortunate enough to make a lot of connections with different people, and different people from different networks and things like that. And, there's nothing specific that we've definitely saddled down quite yet, but I, as always, am working my ass off towards the right thing and the right timing. And I think that it's tricky because I am 17 and I look like I'm 20. And so now it's finally starting to not be like that 14-year-old that looks like the 19-year-old, but we can't cast as the 19-year-old. So I'm very hopeful that the right thing will come along, and that when it does, I will work harder than I've ever worked in my entire life.
If they ever did, I'm not about creating sequels. I think it's the most slap in the face to originals that are out there, far few and in between, except for, I believe what it was, Rob Zombie's Halloween version, like some of the Halloween, I think it was Rob Zombie's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was good.
Absolutely. Oh my God, yes. That was riveting.
The remake of Halloween, because they went more in depth, but two movies that stand out to me that if they were to do a sequel to or a remake would be Mean Girls and Clueless, and you would be a box office hit in that.
Oh my God, that would be a dream. I would pour my heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears into being a part of either of those. Those movies definitely defined so much of what I know about the films of the 2000s, and they're such iconic characters that I can assure you that I would take it with utmost respect. But I appreciate that. No, I've actually been both of those characters for Halloween too. Before in the past, I've been Cher. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm obsessed with Clueless too, and Mean Girls. I mean, come on, what's not to love?
And I'm going to tell you, the reason why I say that is because I'm a huge fan of Alicia Silverstone, and it's like no one can top her.
Oh
but
my God, yes.
I think you've got a really great chance on not outshining her, but being side by side and being like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So we've got two classics now.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is the biggest compliment truly ever, because I am also quite obsessed with her work. I love her. What she did with that movie was just perfect. I mean, come on. So iconic, that word that we keep on using. But both of those movies just have it's very real and it's very authentic. And, I think acting is really always about, living under imaginary circumstances, honestly. But I can assure you that I'd bring my own little slice to it. But I appreciate that so much, truly.
You're welcome. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Definitely for the question that JC from Austin, Texas had. Thank you for listening. Exceptional question. Very, very well put. Especially for what Emma and I are talking about and sharing. And for those that are tuning in and that have been with us live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5, please, come on. Emma Norton, actress, social media influencer. I'm going to say social media icon, TikTok icon. And I'm gonna do this again.
I love you.
Love you too, baby. And I don't say that loosely. I'm gonna do this.
I don't either. Come on now, we're no lies here. This is the honest truth from my mama, all my mama's life.
There we go. Hey, fire and air. That both of our elements, all the elements have movement, but air is all about new beginnings and recreation.
Absolutely.
And then you've got fire.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Is death and birth, recreation and life as well. So that's why.
Yeah, no, I'm constantly recreating myself, so I love it.
Emma is a philanthropic. Her philanthropic causes. Am I even saying that right? Philanthropic.
Philanthropic. Yeah, I think you might be trying. You can say it a couple ways, I think. But honestly, I like the way that you said it better.
Okay.
So let's just call it whatever you say is how you say it.
My Jersey, yeah, that's the biggest thing. If you ever watch The Real Housewives of New Jersey, it's like sometimes, I don't know if people think, Jersey people come across stupid or not or whatever, because with Teresa, some of the things that she says, but I can relate to Teresa because I do the same thing. And it is just part of, I'm North Jersey, Northwest New Jersey. So I'm considered the New York tri-state area, and us Northern Jerseys and New York, we always fuck up words sometimes.
Oh, who cares? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I don't care, but
we all know what you're saying. We all know what you're saying. It doesn't matter.
So her philanthropic causes include charity water, which helps to bring clean water to developing countries, and brought to reality, which focuses on mental health and suicide prevention. She was featured on Access Hollywood, Cheddar, J14 magazine, and Nylon magazine. Soon, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be getting from Sarah over at Kat's Public Relations, Vogue, Cosmo, Teen Vogue, Paper magazine. Yeah, come on. And listen, if Tyra Banks was still doing America's Next Top Model, I would tell you, girl, you need to get your butt on there, because I know you would bring the story. They would have a storyline with you.
I would definitely serve for them. I can say that. I with anything that I do, Miss Emma Norton gives it 110. So put me in Survivor and I'll give it 110. Put me in America's Next Top Model, I'll give it 110.
Any shout outs that you would like to give at this time, Emma?
I think just to what you said with Brought to Reality and with Charity Water, I just want to say with both of those organizations that I hope to work with a lot more organizations, but I want to thank them for everything that they're doing constantly for bettering this world and for bettering teen and youth mental health, because that's so beyond important. And again, thank you to everyone that asked questions during this. And the question that was asked earlier, like you said, was so phenomenal for everything that we were talking about. And I encourage everyone for this new year, as stupid as it is to say, New Year's resolutions, because who keeps them? But I encourage everyone to really reflect this year on what you learned over this past year, because I know I certainly am, and I'm trying to take what I've learned and continue to grow from it, and that even through the ups and downs, that doesn't determine your worth in your social media. And thank you so much for having me. And I've had the absolute best interview that I've ever had. Oh. And I doubt that's not changing. Like I said, I didn't doubt it at the start, and I can confirm at the finish that this was an absolute blast, and you are so wonderful and so wonderful to talk to. So I can't thank you enough.
You're so welcome. And I asked if you and Sarah can just stay on the line real quick. I always like to close out and just have that personal rapport and exiting, introduction, all of that with people, because it really is, if ever so more, relationship building is crucial now, especially with this. And thank you again to Sarah at Katz Public Relations for setting this up. I absolutely love you. I love your generation.
I adore you.
When I see you, let me tell you, you ever get a red carpet, whatever's going on, I hope to get a media pass. I don't care what type of pass. I don't care if it's a girlfriend pass, if that's my boo pass. I'm showing up.
Of course.
I'll help.
Yeah, you can show up. You're already invited. Here's your invite. Here's your golden ticket. You're coming.
Thank you. And
I'll drag your ass if I have to.
Please do. Please do. And definitely stay in touch. And
absolutely.
What else do I, lastly, I shouldn't have to say this, but what I am Gen X. I mean, everyone should know who you are by now, but if that's not a reality, it will become that. No bullshit. Seriously. The only thing standing in your way right now is the pandemic. That's it. That's what's standing in your way.
She won't stand in my way for much longer. Swear to God.
No, she won't, because I've been, to be quite honest, we are in Hunger Games right now. I've been telling people you should just call, President Trump Cadmus Everdeen with everything that's going on. So sooner or later.
Oh, honestly. So true.
It really is. He's the Cadmus Everdeen. Uprising that's wild. Going on. It is so wild. Yeah. You and I can have that for another topic. I just was on that yesterday.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's something we could talk about for a long time, I'm sure.
For a long time. But here's the thing. What brings change? As peaceful as it can be, what brings change is needed. I've lived in this world long enough. I've been waiting and looking forward to millennials and Gen Z and all of your generations coming into play, because especially when it comes to the LGBT community, people's rights, I like to remind people discrimination is still legal. And when we talk about mental health, 36 states, if you are LGBT or presumed or assumed to be gay or LGBT, you can be kicked out of an establishment. You can be refused service in 29 of our states. So
disgusting.
There's a lot that's going on that your generation is changing and bringing the unity that we all desperately need. I so agree with that. Where can everyone find you for those who are not connected and that would like to be connected with you, Emma?
For any of you that are interested in connecting with me, I am Emma Norton on TikTok, and that's with 2 S's. And then on Instagram, it's also Emma Norton, and Twitter, and my Snapchat is in my Instagram bio as well. That is all my social media.
Thank you for being with us today, live on air with Stephen Cuoco, Emma.
Hell yeah. So much fun. Thank you for having me.
Hold the line. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you once again, JC. Great question out of Austin, Texas. We definitely have got to do more questions in Emma's upcoming interview. And definitely we'll be asking Sarah Katz at Katz Public Relations when that can be set up in Emma Norton's best interests and time. Maybe there'll be a project we can talk about, when this happens. You know where to find Emma. If you got TikTok, number 1 platform where she's at. And I'm going to go ahead and thanks to Sarah for giving me the specs here. She has a large social media following and is verified on TikTok with over 6 million followers, as well as Instagram with over 309,000. Either way, you're going to get and see top quality, top reviews, top interaction by people who just get it and respect this young woman who's only 17 years old. Known for her comedy, lip syncing, choreographed dances, and skits using special effects makeup on TikTok, which have earned her over 100 million likes. Count the numbers. She can go and be our next president, because we all know that we're going to have a woman president one day. With these numbers, let's get Emma into politics. And I know you'll be shit. Those boys will be.
You've no idea.
I'm going to be mindful that you're 17. So let's just say this. The boys that believe they are men, especially in politics, you will be tucking it and you will become the new bitch, because there's no way you're going to overpower a powerful woman like this and have her have to fight for her rights, her dignity, or her sanity. So be prepared to tuck it and put on a nice maid's dress and bend over and clean, because you're going to be cleaning for her White House. Okay.
That is so true. So true. Oh, it's so funny. Literally, when I graduated kindergarten, I was told I'd be the president of the United States or be in prison for life. So that's so funny that you should say that.
I'm serious. It's what I feel. You won't be in prison. If anything, you'll be visiting the prison to help with, I don't know, is it prison? You'll be helping people one way or another, because
prison
you
reform.
are in prison
That's
reform.
So important.
You're an educator, and this is why. So.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. There's so much that I want to do beyond social media and art, and that's always been a really important part of why I'm doing everything that I'm doing, because I want to have a platform to be able to expand off of everything that I'm doing now, to be able to do prison reform and, eventually get maybe into all sorts of different things. And, there's so much that this world needs right now, and so much that my generation has on its shoulders to fix. And I would be honored to be a part of that battle.
Something that came to my mind real quick, and thank you to you and Sarah for this time that you've gifted to me and to all of us here at Power 98.5. Any plans for college? And if so, what will be your degree and subject?
I think that that's something that I'm definitely still considering. It's not something that I'm looking at currently, but I am 17 and I do have time to figure out exactly what I want to do with educationally. And I think that if I were to decide that that's the best step for the future and the wisest decision, I think that I would definitely want to do something within business or psychology. I think that both of those things are tremendously important to my interests, and have such a broad platform of helping people in numerous different jobs and different ways, especially in social media and in, economics and in politics and everything that's going on in the world. So that is definitely what I would be most interested in learning all about.
Excellent. Emma Norton, everyone. Thank you for joining Emma today, live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5. You'll be hearing from her again, because I'm going to make sure of it.
Oh, yes, you will. Mm-hmm.
And she's going to hire me too. Let me tell you something. When she gets into politics, I'm going to be there as her senior press secretary. That's if Sarah at Katz Public Relations doesn't mind.
Oh, I hope you're serious, because I know I am.
Thank you, everyone.
I love it.
us on your socials and let's connect.